Finally, the day is here, the start of the WPL, the start of a revolution. When I look back at the history of the women's game in India, and spectatorship had started in the late 1890s. If you see the Parsi games, there were women spectators. If you take a look at the 1930s, you will see Indian spectators queuing up at Lord's, women, to watch the Indian team play. If you want to watch cricket, or rather see women play cricket, you can actually go back to Mumbai and Maharashtra in the 1930s, where women playing in the Maharashtrian way. There were matches between men and women. And if you look at Indian cricket, published from the Cricket Club of India, where actually the matches will be held for the WPL, it's a kind of coming home. In 1937 March, a match between men and women was drawn. So you can understand that. But in colonial India, while men's cricket had a nationalist dimension to it, women's did not. It was still not a nationalist enterprise. Fast forward to the 1970s, the formation of the association in 1973, and India's first test victory against the West Indies in 1978. Diana Adilji, Shanta Rangaswamy, Shubhangi Kulkarni, that entire generation. But there was no money. There was recognition few and far between. There were early pioneers who played the game for the love of it. And that same story continued till the early 2000s, even when the Indians made the final of the World Cup. In 2005, ask Mithali Raj and Jhulan Goswami, and they will tell you that even after the final, they had to sit in unreserved compartments next to toilets while traveling on train. So this is how the women's game really evolved. Finally, in 2017 happened the break. When India made that World Cup final under Mithali Raj and came back, there was a revolution. Women's sport became a brand. Corporate investment gradually started coming in. Then happened 2020. Obviously, that final of the Women's T20 World Cup in Australia. Harmanpreet Kaur's 171, Jhulan Goswami's 3 wickets in the finals, Shafali Verma's attack in that first match against Australia in 2020. These are all little moments that have helped the game. 23, it's a full-fledged brand. That's what we saw with the WPL auction. 951 crores for broadcast rights, but enormous amount of money for the franchises, 1200 plus for one particular franchise. And you can understand that there is serious brand value to the women's game. Now the 5 franchises, now the ball will be bowled, and all of a sudden a Jamie Rodrigues with a Meg Lanning, a Shweta Sehrawat with a Sophie Eccleston, and you understand a Dhara Gujjar with a Harmanpreet Kaur and a Charlotte Edwards, and all of a sudden the entire horizon has changed. You will see Indian sport progress. You will see domestic cricketers all of a sudden become confident. You will see the brand progress. You will see corporate investment coming in. You will see glitz and glamour, and all of a sudden it's a package. It's a package that all of us will consume, all of us will appropriate. That is why I say there is momentum for a revolution. For far too long, it has been said that a Shafali Verma is the Virender Sehwag of the game. No, Shafali Verma is the Shafali Verma of the game. That's what it is about. You do not need the men's game as a kind of counterpoint. You do not need the men's game as a reference point, because the women have arrived. The Women's Premier League is finally that little piece of the revolution that the game was missing. Couple of years down the line, India will be in a position to challenge Australia, and all of us will be documenting that story. We've been advocates of the sport. We will cover the sport every single day with our live shows and our in-depth analysis. So keep watching as we celebrate the start of a revolution.